Hello, movie fans. Today I want to talk about a movie I just saw, Desperate Measures, with Michael Keaton and Andy Garcia and Brian Cox. This movie is really amazing, and the three actors that I mentioned, they put on some amazing acting. Like, I really love all the performances from Michael Keaton, Andy Garcia, and Brian Cox. First I want to begin by saying Michael Keaton is the best Batman of all time. As an actor, is like a live figure. I think he's the best Batman of all time. And I've always also loved Andy Garcia. I've always watched his movies in the 90s or even earlier. Like, he was always one of my favorite people to watch. And then Brian Cox, he's a really amazing actor. I wasn't really familiar with him like before, but after I watched Succession, I think they have like 7 seasons. After I watched the whole 7 seasons of Succession, or maybe 5 seasons, I can't remember, I really like Brian Cox. I think he's one of my favorite actors now. I love him for playing bad guys. Like, he's a really good bad guy villain actor. He's really entertaining to watch. And in this movie, it's no different. Desperate Measures from 1998. So this movie is basically about a father who is also a police officer or a detective. This father, who's played by Andy Garcia, he's very desperate because his only son, has cancer, and the only way to save his son from dying is to find a donor. He needed a transplant, and he needed a certain type of blood from somebody. Like, his son has a very unique system, and he needed to find a perfect match. And the perfect match is actually a villain, which is the perfect match is actually a convicted murderer, and the convicted murderer is Michael Keaton. So Michael Keaton is playing a convicted murderer. He's in life. Actually, he's in death row, I would say, and I think they're about to execute him. But at the last minute, Andy Garcia discovered that this mass murderer or this murderer is the perfect match to his son. And so he has to find a way to convince Michael Keaton to do like a blood transplant. But Michael Keaton, playing this amazing bad guy, he has his own agenda. So he says to Andy Garcia, now, if you want me to do this, if you want me to do that, I need this, I need that. And Brian Cox, he plays the chief of police, who is Andy Garcia's boss, basically. And so in the during the time of the transplant, the operation, like they have the son there, and the guy who plays the son, the actor, I can't remember what his name is, but the actor that plays the son really did an amazing job playing the son. Like, he was really fantastic. They gave him some really nice lines, and he was really good to watch. And then so during the operation, he had to, they have the son in a different floor, and they have Michael Keaton, on the bed, ready to be operated on. The problem is, Michael Keaton has his own personal agenda. Like, he does not really want to do this operation. He wants to flee. He wants to escape, and he did a few things. He swallowed something, and at the last minute, when the operation is about to basically go into the final stages, Michael Keaton basically wakes up and he hits the surgeon, and he beats another doctor in the room. Now Andy Garcia, who is the father and who is very desperate to save the life of his son, he has to decide, because while this operation was going on, Andy Garcia and Brian Cox, they're in the building to monitor the whole situation. Michael Keaton he wants to flee. He wants to run away, but Andy Garcia has to decide, and even so, after Michael Keaton kills some of the doctors and the nurses, and the police is around, and the police basically wants to kill him. The police wants to kill him, but Andy Garcia has to decide if he wants to be a police officer or if he wants to be a dad. So he decided that he wants to be a father. So he wants to protect Michael Keaton from getting killed, because according to the doctors, if Michael Keaton dies, the blood is not useful. They cannot use the dead blood. So Michael Keaton has to remain alive for the transplant, or for the transplant to go through. And so Andy Garcia does everything possible to keep the police from killing Michael Keaton. So, like, the action sequences in this movie is really, really amazing. Like, I love all the different scenes. It's really crazy. Like, the police officers, they are darndest, their very best to get this killer. And but Andy Garcia, who's a desperate father, he wants to protect this criminal, because this criminal can actually save his son. So he has to keep him alive. He has to keep him alive long enough to do the operation. So, and sometimes the police actually get a shot, like they shoot Michael Keaton on the arm or something. So it was kind of cool. So this movie is really amazing. This is from 1998, and like, Michael Keaton plays an amazing bad guy, and Andy Garcia plays a fantastic desperate father. Like, you could see the desperation in his eyes and his action. And then Brian Cox, he's the chief of police, and with his acting style, he does an amazing job playing the chief of police. So thank you for watching.